I love this part of the game where you have all this extra food and it's like just really fun. And it's a funny thing, I may have mentioned this in an earlier video, but 7 Days to Die uses dirty water to make beer, and that's exactly the opposite of what it is in real life. In real life, you want very pure water, to make good beer. So anyway, I just kind of get a chuckle out of that. Cool, man. Doing good. Doing good. Ah, shut up. But basically, I'm cleaning up all these, dead shrubs, picking up any trash, looting the trash, and then destroying it, getting rid of any boulders. I'm just kind of cleaning the place up because I want it to kind of look like a park,
Hey, thanks for coming and hanging out. I'm an Old Guy Gaming. And if you want to see this 50-year-old dude take on the hardest settings that 7 Days to Die has to offer, make sure you stick around and watch the whole video so you know how it turns out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so you don't miss out on any Old Guy Gaming action. And if you've already subscribed, you, my friend, are awesome sauce.
Hey everybody, I'm an Old Guy Gaming, and welcome to 7 Days to Die with insane difficulty and zombies always run. Alright, so hey, I'm back. I've been gone for 2 weeks on a business trip, and I got back last night. And so we're back here recording our first video in 2 weeks. So I wanted to kind of just bring you up to date on what's going on. I did play a little bit off camera last night. Mostly just gathered a whole mess of resources, wood in particular. So I went out to the burn biome and cut down a whole mess of trees in the burn biome. Mostly in the burn biome. I also did it in a couple other places too. But the reason I went to the burn biome is because that's a really good place to go for resources. And when you cut down the trees there, you also get coal as well as wood. So that's another reason. And you can find fertilizer in the burn biome, you can find nitrate, you can find coal piles and so forth. So it's just a really good place to go. Plus, usually when I cut down trees in a forest, at least a forest near the base, I'll replant those trees. But in the burn biome, I don't really care because it's not any place I'm going to spend any time in other than when I'm going there for resources. So we got a whole bunch of wood, got a mess of iron cooking up. Lots of forged steel going on. I got quite a few stacks of that now. Lots of concrete. I had to start putting my concrete into this overflow box because it's completely full here. Or it was completely full until I used some to do some repairs. And let's see, what else has happened? My SMG is now a perfect 600. I had a treasure chest, and in that treasure chest, which was at the bottom of the lake, happens a lot around here because we have so much water. I found a very high-level purple SMG, and the one that I already had was already purple itself. So by combining all those parts together, I was able to make a perfect SMG. So I'm really happy about that because I've been using the SMG quite a bit now. I've kind of graduated from the 9mm to this because this packs more punch, but it still only uses the 9mm bullets, which is kind of nice. So it's relatively, for an assault rifle anyway, compared to the AK, it's a lot cheaper to use. I do need to put some more points into handguns though, because my Magnum is now blue. Let's take a look at that. So my 44 is now blue, and I keep upgrading that as I find parts, and I want to start using that a little bit too. My AK is 569, so we basically just need to get the barrel upgraded. The other 3 parts are perfect. And then my shotgun is almost perfect as well, so getting really close to getting those things upgraded. This is really just spare parts left over from the SMG that I found in that treasure chest. So I'm just kind of keeping that in there for now. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with that. And I have, 3 perfect pistols too. We're doing pretty good on ammo. I've got quite a few stacks of buckshot made up. And quite a bit of gunpowder, lots of coal. I got a lot of that from the burn biome, like I mentioned. Lots of feathers, that sort of thing. What I'm short on, though, of course, is paper. And so I need to definitely be on the lookout for paper. I have been saving it every time I find it, but I need to go, loot the bookstores and just get a whole mess of paper so I can mass produce those. On the medical side, we're doing really well. I've got, I just made 36 antibiotics. with all the moldy bread that I had stacked up. So I have a full stack of antibiotics and then some, which is really nice, you know, to have that many antibiotics in game here. Excuse me. And periodically I've been just using this a little bit at a time. If you use the blood draw kit twice in a row, you get a debuff, a low blood loss debuffs kind of thing. Makes you kind of weak for a while. So basically I just hit that every now and then. And keep making these and slowly building up my supply of the large medikits. Because those I want to have, you know, for horde nights. So let's mix another one of those up. These cook really fast, as you can see. So that's nice. We're doing really well on gasoline. Got tons of oil shale. My oil supply is doing pretty good. At some point I'll convert those into repair kits. Let's refuel this as well. So yeah, we're just doing really good. I'm just kind of happy with where we're at. Like I said, I spent pretty much all that time off camera last night. You know, just enjoying the game again because I hadn't played for 2 weeks and gathering a bunch of resources and getting ready for... We have 2 big building projects on the list. So let's talk about those. Oh, by the way, I also have a whole mess of meat stew made up. So, we have to do a new horde base. And while we're talking about that, I'm also going to grab my hoe. And I'm going to grab this batch of fertilizer. And let's go do some gardening while we're talking about what's going to happen here next. So, of course, it's time to start on the main building. So this little pillar out here is the center of this area that we have leveled out and secured with a moat, started garden, all that sort of thing. So this is basically our main estate. And the idea is that we're going to build some sort of a mansion type of building here, and this is the dead center of all of that. What I need to do is I need to get a sleeping bag down right here, because I've changed the area of the sleeping bag to cover 80 blocks. And so from this center, in case you hadn't watched my earlier episode when I first started this project, from center all the way to the edge is 40 blocks. Okay, so this is basically a 40 block radius or an 80 block circumference that the sleeping bag will prevent spawns. But since I have the bag currently over in the forge house, I still will occasionally get spawns on the grounds here. But before I put the bag out here, I want to, get started on the structure. So what I'm probably going to do, what my tentative plan is to spend the next few days leading up to Horde 91, I believe it'll be. Is that right? Yeah, I think it's Horde 91. And get our new Horde structure built. And then once Horde 91 is under our belt, then we are going to start in earnest on building the main building here. So that's kind of the tentative plan for our building projects. The garden is doing extremely well. I was going to harvest it last night, but I wanted to wait for my next crop of shrooms to come in because they take the longest to mature. And I have the shrooms and the hops, the aloe, and the potatoes are all in fertilized rows. And then we'll continue to increase the fertilization with the ultimate goal of, having every single row fertilized eventually if we get that far in this playthrough. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with that. What I think I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to harvest the garden while it's nighttime and get it replanted. And then when that's finished, I have a treasure map to go after, and we'll probably visit a couple traders along the way. But then what we're going to do is we're going to scout a location for our new horde structure. And I have something kind of cool in mind. I did a little bit of testing in creative mode. And we're going to basically do something sort of along the lines of an underground or a reverse pit, where basically I'm going to be underneath the zombies instead of over them. So I can loot them and, just to try something different and just kind of see how it goes. Okay. So I will harvest this garden, and when I'm finished harvesting and replanting the garden and ready to head out for the treasure and to scout the new horde location, I will come back and we'll resume the video at that point. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. All right, so we're back. Just finished harvesting the garden, and just wanted to show you what I got. Basically, each row has 67 plants. So if I have an unfertilized row and the plant produces 2 fruit, I guess you would call it, per plant, then I turn 67 back into seeds and then have 67 left over. And of course, if it's a row that's fertilized and can produce 2 or 4 or more, whatever, per plant, then I have that much more. So basically, this is what we came up with. And so what we're going to do is we're going to store some of this stuff. So I mean, honestly, I don't need a ton of coffee. I've got almost a full stack there, and then in the bottom fridge is where I'm keeping my beverages. I have another full stack there, and I really, I don't even really use that at all. I'm just making it for fun more than any reason. But we have lots of hops, and as you can see, I've made quite a bit of beer now too. But we're going to keep cranking on that because I just like to have lots and lots of beer for fun, and it is something, of course, that we use quite a bit for stamina and to prevent being stunned. A bunch of aloe veras, so we're going to turn the aloe veras into cream right now, but we'll do that here in the workbench. And then those, of course, will turn into more bandages, and we're already got a pretty good supply of bandages going there. So you can see how the garden is definitely starting to pay off, and getting us into an abundance. Let's see. I made quite a bit of water off camera too, and so we can make a bunch of goldenrod, we can make a bunch of chrysanthemum. Let's get the beer going first. And it's a funny thing, I may have mentioned this in an earlier video, but 7 Days to Die uses dirty water to make beer, and it's kind of funny because I actually have brewed beer myself before, and that's exactly the opposite of what it is in real life. In real life, you want very pure water, to make good beer. So anyway, I just kind of get a chuckle out of that. But obviously, it's just a game, so it's no big deal. All right, so how many of these can we make? We can make 44 beers, and that's going to take 67-ish minutes. Oh yeah, we got plenty of fuel for that. So we'll put the rest of our hops in here in the dry food. Technically, for real, again, if we had hops, we would want to store them in the freezer, actually. But again, just a game, so it doesn't matter. Put the rest of our murky water back in here. We do have 18 meat, so that we can get 3 more meat stews going. Oh, I guess I need the water for that. I love this part of the game where you have all this extra food, and it's like just really fun. Okay, so we get 3 stews going there. Let's also grab some more water. And how many veggie stews can we do? 23. We need 44. Wait, do I want to do that? I could make herbal antibiotics, but I don't really need to. I mean, I have so many normal antibiotics. Now that's the other thing that you would use mushrooms for. So let's just turn those into veggie stews as well. I could make a couple of baked potatoes too, just for funsies. A little variety in our diet here. But for now, let's just go ahead and make a bunch of meat stews. And in this one, let's make some baked potatoes, because why not, right? I don't want to make 50. Let's make 20. So for 20, we need 3 minutes. And 20 seconds of burn time. We'll put the rest of our baked potatoes and shrooms up here for now. That'll go downstairs. We'll put the rest of our corn. Oh, I've got so much corn, it's funny. Let's turn about half of that corn into cornmeal. And then what we'll do is make a whole mess of blueberry pie and cornbread. So for now, we're going to keep the blueberries in here, and then once we... Well, you know what, though? I do have, now that I think about it, some cornmeal here. So let's grab cornmeal, let's grab some eggs, and our blueberries. And I think I'll get that going in this one, because I'm going to use the last two for a bunch of goldenrod and red tea. So we can make 19 blueberry pies. It's going to be another 10 minutes and 56 seconds. That should be close enough. Alright, teas. So, let's grab... We'll make 90 of each for now, because that's the max that this... Oh, there's some meat stew. Right? Yeah, because that's the max that this can hold. Or no, wait. Sorry, my bad. I need 2 more stacks. There we go. Okay. Now we need 22 minutes. Let's split these up. And 21 gives us 17. 22, 30, 22, 20. Okay, so 27. So we'll get goldenrods going in there. And we'll get red teas going in here. And we want roughly that much, close enough. And we got our red teas going. Excellent. I think I want to turn all of that cotton into cloth. And then we're going to have some bandages to make. So let's go downstairs. And we'll grab some cloth here. And it looks like I need to drink and I'm hot. Because I got all these stoves going. Let's do some red tea since we're hot here. Plus the meat stew gives you a heat buff, which kind of sucks really, because you don't always want that, you know? Especially if you're in the desert. I think they should have, you know, meat stew is the best food in the game. I think they should have a cooling buff equivalent of that, or just not have the buff on there at all. If you ask me. That's my opinion, and you're entitled to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a bunch of first aid bandages in here. And we got that cornmeal cooking up, which we'll get later. Alright, cool, man. Doing good, doing good. Ah, shut up. Okay, it's kind of funny. I've noticed that my shotgun turrets are taking out the screamers before they have a chance to, I guess, fully scream. And so, you know, she started to scream, but the shotguns took her out, and she didn't call in a horde. So I've seen that a few times now. It's kind of cool. Put the clothing and armor in there. And I think that wraps up then our agricultural tasks for today. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and hit a treasure, and we're going to also visit a trader or two along the way. I found these diamonds, gold, and silver in that treasure chest too. I was thinking about hanging on to that just for fun, you know, so we kind of have our own treasure built up and put it in a safe. I might do that because, I mean, look at this. I do not need money, you know. I just don't need it. What I would spend this on, and what I might eventually spend it on once I get the main building done, is solar cells, because those things are just outrageously expensive. But I'm not really worried about that right now. So let's just grab all this other stuff, and I think I am going to hang on to that for now. All right, so our treasure is actually way back up north here. Right here. So we can hit this trader. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll hit this trader first, and then we'll work our way north, hit this trader right here, and then the treasure's right close to him. So that's what we'll do. So let's get moving here. Another thing I've been doing off camera is I've been going around and kind of just cleaning up the island. Getting rid of all the, you know, the scrub brush stuff, like this stuff here. I haven't worked my way around to this side yet. Oh, little lag there. So I kind of started here, and I've worked my way around, you know, the shore. There's still a couple spots here that I need to hit, and I've gotten right about to this road. So I still need to kind of hit this area. But basically, I'm cleaning up all these, you know, dead shrubs, picking up any trash, looting the trash, and then destroying it. Getting rid of any boulders. Not necessarily those big ones there, but the smaller ones that give you resources. And, you know, just kind of cleaning the place up, because I want it to kind of look like a park, you know? Yeah, I don't have room for that. So that's the idea behind that. Plus, you know, I'm getting resources while I'm doing it, so... Killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. So we'll head over to this trader, and then we will go hit that treasure. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys this or not either, but I actually I started a new mine here. Oil shale mine. Let's just take a quick look at that. I still have the mine back at the original base, and it still has a ton of resources in it, but I wanted something a little closer, you know, to the new base. So this whole area here was just filled with oil shale and iron. So I mined all of this out, and then I started a tunnel moving in this direction, and I just pretty much kept on going until I hit another vein. And in this area, I hit another vein, and it goes up, and zombie. And there's, you know, a little sand here too, so more stuff in here. But again, just, you know, wanted something a little closer to the main base, so I figured, okay, let's just go over here and we'll start a new mine, mostly for iron and oil shale. All right, here we are at the trader, and let's see what he might have for us. We're going to sell all of our stuff first. Not interested in that item, huh? All right. We might end up just scrapping that for paper then. Doesn't want the shovel. We'll sell him all the cash. Okay. I wonder if I think I might have to take that apart. I don't think they buy partially assembled guns.
Your money is welcome here.
There we go. Alright, so let's see. Let's run back and get the rest of the stuff out of the bike.
We have great prices.
Doesn't want that. Oh, he bought that partial rifle. That's weird. I wonder what the criteria for that is. And he bought a partial pistol too. He's not going to want that. We'll take that, those, and he doesn't want those. Okay. Alright, let's see what he has for sale now. I'm interested in auger parts. I need to get a better chest piece. My chest piece is decent. It's blue, but I'd take a purple one if he has it. Like that one there, for example. So that one's 501. Alright, let's keep that one in mind. Just kind of quickly scanning what else he has in the normal inventory. That's the stuff I sold him. Okay, does he have any armor in secret stash? He does not. Okay, so yeah, let's buy where did it go? Oh, there it is. Let's buy that from him. And I think we don't need those gloves. Let's look at this again. It's got a solar cell. Stuff is so expensive, though. I do need an AK-47 barrel, but I don't know if I want to spend $4 grand on a really crappy level one. Same thing with a crappy level sniper rifle stock. Just don't really like the idea of spending that much cash on those things. I do need to upgrade that, but that one wouldn't get me up to 600 anyway. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and
Thanks for shopping.
call
here.
it quits with this
Come
guy.
again.
We have one more trader on our way to the treasure. Alright, here we are at the Snow Trader. Pop in and sell the rest of our stuff and see what he has.
Oh, let me guess. You need to buy something.
And we'll sell that stuff too. I killed a snake on the way out here. Alright. So, what's he got? Nothing in the normal stuff that we really need or want. Yeah, I don't really need a chainsaw blade. Okay.
Cha-ching! Thanks, buddy.
He doesn't have anything either. Well, hello, Mr. Lumberjack. See if we can find something good this time. Last treasure I found a purple SMG in perfect condition too. That was really good, so hopefully that's the maxed out quality Joe working in my favor. So we're going to be right over here. Somewhere in here. Okay, good. And it's a nice flat area too. So, what I'm going to do is, usually what I do is I kind of start this off with like a cross pattern. And then if I haven't found it within the cross, then I kind of start going at it at an angle. So let's start here. And, you know what? I did bring my shovel with me. Darn it. That's not good. I'm going to have to be extremely careful then because the treasure chest itself is really fragile. And I don't want to break it. Oh, whoa, 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 there we go. That was close. Okay. SMG barrel, which I don't need, and a rocket launcher, which I don't really care about so much, but we can sell them, I guess. Okay, well, sometimes you get good stuff, sometimes not so much. Not that there's anything wrong with those parts, I just don't need them. Hey, Edgar. Take those. Oh, I had a drop that took place too while I was on my way over here, and that's back towards actually towards the bridge. I didn't think that killed you. Another treasure map. What do you know? So the way that I'm going to make this base, the plan that I have for it is there's going to be a potential falling mechanic, and because of that, making it near my main base is not the best idea because I'm really close, I mean relatively speaking, close to bedrock. So if I want to get maximum fall damage, I'm going to need to probably build it on a mountain or at least on higher ground. So let's take a look at the map here. You know, this is a little higher ground here, I guess, in the prairie area. This goes up a little ways further too here. But this is all fairly flat, and I think I was thinking about making it on this island here, but this island's kind of flat too. So we could go off up here, because this gets pretty high up into this little town, and make it there. But the other thing is, I don't want it like to be a million miles away from my main base though either, because you know this is pretty high here, but that's a fair distance to get over there. So we could maybe make it in this town, perhaps. Then we could just ride right into town. It wouldn't be that far away. So I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna think about it a little bit and probably go over here. I might even head over to this island and just look at it a little bit. And then when I find a place that I think is gonna do the job, I'll bring you back, and then we'll go ahead and get started on construction of our next horde fort. Okay, so I'll see you guys back in a little bit. Alright guys, so I think I've found the spot that I'm going to use. I'm way up on the top of this snow-capped peak here. My base is over here, and this is my bridge. So pretty much just have a straight shot to get up there. It's not really any further away to speak of than my last horde fort, which was over here. Maybe a tiny bit, but not enough to be significant. And there's even a trail that goes almost all the way up here too that I could take if I didn't want to go, you know, across the sagebrush and that sort of thing. So my general idea is that I'm going to make, like I said, an upside down pit, but I'm also going to have some escape routes for myself in the pit in case they do break into it, with some drops, and probably drops all the way to bedrock, which is why I wanted to, you know, get on top of a mountain so the drop is significant. I don't know exactly how it's going to come together yet, but that's the general idea, and so I'm going to start working on that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode here, and like I said, I might go ahead and just continue right on into the next episode with this, but I got to go back to the base first to get materials to start building, and do a little bit of plating and that sort of thing too. So, yeah, we'll just see how that goes. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, and if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Bye.